Hi, it's day 260, and this week I got my first fossil fuel-free deer. Last year when I came up for a recce trip, I talked with an old-timer down in the South Island who told me how he'd step off his back porch and get deer within 10 minutes of home. But all my deer up here have involved using a car. I'd been scouting out a clearing pretty close to the cabin, and one of the still evenings we had this past week, I jumped on the mountain bike to go for a hunt. Usually I go hunting with other people. Solo hunt's a different kind of experience, and I'd go as far as to say that it's meditative to be able to get so absorbed in your surroundings. I was lucky enough to spot and stalk a deer, and by the time I field dressed it, it was dark, and I hadn't really given too much thought to how I was actually going to carry a deer on a bike. But luckily the deer here are small, and I did figure out a way to get the deer to ride the bike, even if I couldn't. This past week I also got an email from a friend, Charles Montgomery, who's working on a book that will be published next year called Happy City. And he's been spending a number of years studying the science of happiness and well-being and the influence it has on the way we live and the way it shapes cities, and also vice versa. He introduced me to the concept of biophilia, which is the joy that humans can derive from being around nature and other living organisms. I guess even if you intend to kill and eat one of them. I also remembered from reading his work in magazines that a major component of happiness is having a sense of community, even the casual interactions that you can have. And I saw neighbors a couple days later, with my deer still hanging. I invited them over to sample some of the choice bits. Some other people dropped by, and Chris and Ellin showed up with their canning gear and gave me a lesson, my first time canning venison. A couple more people showed up. They were on their way to go visit Mare down the road and dropped by with scotch and ukulele. So all around, a much more gratifying experience than sitting alone in the dark gnawing on a deer leg. That was my epiphany for this week. Next week I will hunt deer from the pogo stick and feed it to homeless children. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next Tuesday. Thanks.